This week, I saw yet another YouTuber smashing his Open API credentials into the Flutterflow console. So I had to make this quick video just to show you what happens when you use your API keys directly in Flutterflow without using a proxy. Once your 14-year-old script kiddie friend gets hold of your API keys, it'll be game over before you even realize what's happened. There really are people who will run you a bill of tens of thousands of dollars, and they will do it just for fun. Your API keys for OpenAPI, Firebase, email, and God forbid Stripe are so important. You literally cannot afford to be ignorant about this. And that's why you shouldn't be taking app security advice from random YouTubers. Anyway, here's some security advice. The story goes like this. Let's say you're AI enabling your app, so you create an API call to talk to the OpenAI API. It's a post request, it gets a body, and then you authenticate by adding a header that goes like authorization : bearer space. And this is where the dum-dums screw up. They smash their API key in here. Now I'm sure that you'd never do this, but let's say that your friend Steve did. Steve. Once Steve's app is deployed, all I need to do is install it and then grab an app like APK extractor and extract the APK. Obviously this is an Android example, but even though Apple makes this a little bit harder to do, this is totally possible on iOS as well. Now that I've got the APK, I can install a free CLI tool called APK tool. Then I run APK tool with the D flag to decompile the APK and convert it into a directory of source files. I don't even need to read the files. I know that OpenAPI authorizes API calls with bearer tokens. So I just need to search for the term bearer using the grep command. Boom, I have binary matches. Now I can just run the strings command on the right binary file and pipe the output into grep. And so how do we prevent this from happening? Your app needs a backend, it has to have one. Just because you're using Firebase or Supabase does not mean that you don't have a backend. It just means that you have a really limited backend that you have less control over. This is why I write my backends in Python. And I can do these kinds of tasks there because it's an extremely secure environment. However, for this particular problem, Flutterflow provides a very simple solution. Go to Advanced Settings and hit the Make Private button. You'll probably want to require auth as well. What Flutterflow is doing here on your behalf is to spin up a cloud function and then run the code there in a secure environment. This theoretically costs you money, so even though most of the time you're probably going to be on the free tier, it's really important to understand what Flutterflow is doing in order to secure your API key. Subscribe for more Flutterflow and Python tips, and I'll see you in the next one.